Hi, I'm Alex, co-founder of Textroll, and I'd like to welcome you to this introductory video of Textroll, a word processor that introduces a new paradigm in text creation. Let's start directly with signing in. If you don't have an account yet, you can create it here. The first view that you see in Textroll is your library. You see here your books or text that you have created, and you see you can also add a cover that you think is suitable for your new work. Now I would like to go directly into one of the books, and here you see the main structure of the software, which are these 4 roles, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the interaction between these roles with the text blocks that you see here. You can add them to other roles, and they instantly change the color so that it is obvious that they now belong to the level of your text creation process in this role. So these two functions, the roles and the text blocks, are the main ingredients of Textroll. Now I would like to go through the menus and the functions that you have in Textroll. I will start with the top one. Here you have the feedback function, which is very important for us. So if you see anything that doesn't work or you have ideas what we could add, you can just add them here and send them to us. What you see here is the indicator in which book you are currently and the chapter that you are working in. You see here is the chapter function. So you can open and close the chapters, and you can also add new chapters here. So here you can add, you can also change them to any location you would like to have them. Here is the last text function, which always goes back to the text you were previously working in. So for example, together with the options menu, which allows you to customize your roles and your text blocks. And if you want to go back to the last text, you just click here and you are back in your text again. So here the options menu, as said, is to customize your roles, and I will go through the functions one by one. So here you have the general colors. These are the top adjustments you can make if you don't override with additional ideas. You have here the font color and you have the background color. Then on a lower level you can customize the text blocks in general if they are not otherwise adjusted here in the roles themselves. So you see a font color, a background color, and you have here additional functions you can activate or deactivate. You see here visible connections. These are lines between connected text blocks. I will show this later. And another function is pile up blocks automatically. So if they should pile up automatically, if you change something, then you can click it here. Another important function is how many working roles you would like to have. You can decide just to work with 2 roles depending on your text creation workflow, or 3 roles. So standard is 4 roles with all the roles available. Additionally, you can choose the highlight color, which means this is the color that indicates connected blocks, so that you see instantly which blocks are connected. Here you can decide if you would like to display the blocks with round corners or with rectangular corners. Additionally, you can decide here the autosave frequency. I have put it here to 1 minute. That's the shortest frequency where the software automatically saves your texts. In the next menu, you see all the 4 roles mentioned here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can add here your type of personal workflow. So here I have my personal workflow that includes prepared blocks, synopsis, scribbles and ideas, and the final text. This is the point where you can create your own workflow, how you work, how you create your texts. Here, document source, that shows which document will be later on taken as the final text. So this is of course not right. So final text will also be the source text later on for extraction for the final book. Below you can adjust the position of every role. So you can say this role should be 2, this may be on 1, and this on 3 and 4. So you have here, depending also on your workflow, which role should be in which position. On the next level, you can more closely define the properties of the roles. You can adjust here the font size and the font color and the background respectively. Here you see a preview how these blocks and texts will look like. Then you save these options and can go back to the last text, and these changes will be performed. So these are the functions last text and options. And if you would like to create a new book or a new text, you click on create a text and you can here build new books. So let's create a new book and also a new chapter. Okay, of course you can always also delete them, and if we go say back to my texts, you see that we have created here a new book, and we can add any type of background we would like to have. And if you click on this book, we see that the application has taken the book cover as a background. If you don't like to work with this, then you can change it again. Let's go to my texts again, and you can delete it, and then it's just the background color you have chosen previously. So these are the functions last text, options, create text and my text, the library, and of course you have the usual count information here and the logout function. So let's go back to any book here. Now I would like to go on the second level, which is this menu. We call it the operational menu. This means that here you work closely with these roles. And if I start here, that's the save role function. So if you have changed anything in your book and you would like to save it, you can do it here manually. But of course, as I have mentioned, there is the autosave function that automatically saves your work. Now, one of the most important functions here is to insert the block. You just click in any place in any role, click here, and the block is created. The next function is also one of the main functions or advantages of Textroll. That's connect selected blocks. So this is the content or text block connections. So if I would like to connect any block on any level with another one, I select one block and select, say, this one and click connect, and you see instantly with these highlighted borders which blocks are connected. Of course, this works with any number of blocks. If you would like to not display it anymore, you click here, this light bulb, remove highlighted borders, and everything is back to normal. If you would like to disconnect these connections, you again select it and click this function, remove selected connections. This one is clear. You can of course delete blocks if you click any block and click on remove and it's gone. This one is if you would like to hide the connections, and this one is piling. That's also something important. You see here there are spacings, you can move around these blocks, but if you would like to have them on top of each other, you click this function here, pile up all blocks, and they are piled up. You have seen in the options that you can do it automatically, so that every time you open the chapter they pile up automatically. Now, sometimes these menus here and these spacings here are not ideal to read the text, and you can optimize this with this function, and now you really have in every row continuous text for better reading this chapter. You can remove it again, and then you have this text block structure again. If you would like to move any block to another chapter, it's standard copy paste function. So here you copy a block, here you paste it to another row. So let's copy here this block, and I would like to add it to any chapter, so it's here. You can pile it up, so you can copy any block to any row. Now, another very useful function is, imagine you have one text block or chapter and you have, say, 10 or 20 connected blocks that at one time you thought, okay, this content should belong to the other specific text block or chapter. Then you have an assembling function. So for example, let's see to which one these are connected. To this one. So you have established a connection. You see here the yellow borders, and now you would like to see just these connected blocks, and then you can click the search function, and as you see here you only have displayed the connected blocks. So that makes it, of course, much more easy, because you are not disturbed anymore by the other blocks. And with this function you can remove it again, so you're back in the normal display. So this is the operational menu where you interact or guide the work with text blocks and the roles. So this is a first introduction into Textroll. I wish you good work with Textroll, and I hope you join us. Thank you and bye.